Hello Market Club members everywhere. Adam Hewison here. We're going to be looking at Apple today. Apple announces its earnings after the bell, and this is much anticipated what's going to happen with Apple. And as you've probably seen, we've made some improvements to the Apple operating system, some things, the iPhone, the fingerprint technology, the retina display on the iPad, all these things, but there's been no disruptive technology coming out of Apple for quite some time, and I think this is a concern. Is Apple just becoming a dividend player, or is it still a growth stock? We're looking at the monthly chart, a monthly chart of Apple going back a couple of years, and what I want to share with you is this. If you look at the highs right here and the highs right here, these are called doji lines right here. And what it is, doji lines, I'll just spell it for you. Doji is a Japanese term, and it usually indicates that you are seeing a reversal. They often precede reversals. Let me just say that. So this is what we're seeing on the monthly chart. Now, if you look at how we closed, this is right here. The following month, big sharp down, red month, red candle, down, negative. If we close down even with a red candle this month, this is January, of course. If we close down, let's say just down here somewhere, this is going to look really, really negative for Apple, in my opinion. And we could see the market easily come down to this 500 level. We'll be talking about that in just a moment. The other thing to look at in this scenario is the fact that we have come back. If you put a Fibonacci retracement, go from the highs right here to the lows right there, and you can see that we have come back quite a bit from the lows that we witnessed. So here's the highs we talked about right here. Here's the sharp pullback. This is about the 385 level, and then you have a rally back up here, and this puts you in what we call thin air, because this is really where the market's going to have a struggle. In our opinion, this is the 61.8%, 50% level. So you've seen a 50% pullback. So you could argue that in fact this is a pullback in a longer term negative market for Apple. What is more important to me is going to be the doji lines and some of the other indicators. But let's go take a quick look at a weekly chart of Apple. And to do that, you just simply go to the monthlies, pull it down to weekly, and there you have the weekly with, again, the Fibonacci retracement level. And again, this is beginning to look a little bit heavy. It's below the parabolic. You can see that right here. The parabolic dots are right here. I'm going to show you in the next one, the daily, where the resistance and support is for Apple. And should it break those levels based on tonight's report, it'll give us a clue as where the next move in Apple is going to go. So let's go to our daily chart, and let's get a little bit closer in on this. Let's go to 1 year. And let's go even just 6 months. That should be more than enough. So let's go to 3 months. That's even better. So here's how we see it right now. This is kind of like the box that Apple's in. It's locked between this area right here, the 560 and the 530 area. That's really has to get out of that box to either go higher or lower in the trend. The other situation is right here with the RSI. It's totally flat, not giving you any clue as to what's happening. The only clue we have right now in this market is our weekly trade triangles, which are, in fact, you can see right here, they turned negative some time ago, and they continue to be negative. That was on January 6th at 538.80, meaning not going short, but just be out of the market. And as you can see, the market's gone nowhere since we got out, and that's the important thing. Now, we'll see today where the earnings are, if they miss, if they exceed earnings or exceed sales in China Mobile. We'll see all of that this afternoon. And I somehow, given the perception in the market right now, which is somewhat negative, I don't think Apple's going to really knock one out of the park. I really don't think it's going to be like like a Starbucks was that one big day. And by the way, Starbucks still looks negative to us. We think that Apple may be having some real problems. So let's look at our other markets today very quickly. Dow, pretty negative. We've been short there. We're out of the market since the 23rd from 16,240. The S&P same way there. It's basically negative. We coming down to the support area right here around 1770, but still is a negative trend. Go to the NASDAQ. You can see that just gave a signal today on the 27th at 4,097. That's down about another 30 points from there. So again, we've gone below the 50 line. This does not look good to us. We can see this market test the 4,000 area. And remember, they slide faster than they glide. That's an old trading adage. Looking at the US dollar, that seems to be wanting to go lower. This is against the euro. So when this market goes up, this chart goes up, it means the euro is going higher against the dollar. And you think all the problems they have in Europe, well, it looks like we have more here in the US. Looking at crude oil is a big update today in crude oil. New highs, Fibonacci wise, we can see this market retrace back to the 96, 97 level without any real problems, in my opinion. Again, this is going to be a key area right here, crossing the 50 line in this particular market. Lastly, we're going to take a quick look at Amazon, which reports earnings later this week. Again, we have a weekly trade triangle saying be out of the market. And if you look at Amazon, this is really quite remarkable. If you go back all the way to an area just about here, I'd say, you haven't gone anywhere in Amazon. It really has been flat since December 2nd. And this is where it's supposed to be making huge amounts of money. This is not a good sign. You're below the 50 area right here, and that to me is also a negative. Plus, we have our weekly. So let's watch that later in the week. But I'm Adam Hewison. Be sure to go on our blog. If you have a question about Apple or Amazon or any other stock or market, please feel free to post it. We'll do our very best to answer it the best we can, or maybe one of our other members will answer it for you. So I'm Adam Hewison for Market Club. Have a great trading day, everyone. And let's see what happens to Apple this evening.
You can find Adam Hewison as a regular contributor on Bloomberg, Business News Network, CNBC, and Fox Business News.